The world godly knows goddesses are Kami no Mizo Shiru Sekai Megami Hen, episode 12, the final episode of the season. I really enjoyed this. It was a great ending, but at the same time I had a little bit of issues here and there and lacked a little bit of closure. But I'll get into that, tell you what I liked, what I didn't like, and all that. So the episode opened up strong. We have a bunch of different stuff going on, Lune versus Haqua. What we saw from that was amazing. That was crazy. As expected, Lune is a fucking insane, crazy bitch. Like, she was doing some insane shit, just the way she was stabbing at her with the knife and all of that. It was crazy. I was really enjoying that. The whole thing with the interaction between Deanna and Tenri and how they're at home, and Tenri says something to Deanna which we don't even get to hear, and then Deanna springs into action. I mean, I guess it has to do with the fact that with the whole wings and everything that Deanna had access to, which she didn't really understand that she had access to them before, which kind of a weird discrepancy there. I'm not sure, I may be wrong, maybe thinking of how it went. My perspective might be a bit skewed about it, but whatever. Aside from that, the biggest thing at the beginning was the whole wedding and the setup between Keima and Ayumi. Really liked the way that went down. The visuals and the animation for this episode were flawless, especially when they're on the boat. Same boat, by the way, that all that stuff took place with during the Tenri arc with, Tenri and Deanna, as Nora references. And, you have Chihiro watching by the side, all invisible and whatnot. And I really like the interaction between Chihiro and Katsuragi, Ayumi and Katsuragi, especially the comedy that we got in this episode, really centered around Ayumi and Katsuragi. And yeah, it was really good. I really liked the dynamic between them and the whole wedding scene and everything. The kiss and Mercurious's, being awakened and her wings being awakened and all of that. All of that was really great, really well paced, really well done. And we're getting a nice little shift from different areas, seeing the vintage running around and stuff like that, seeing the scenes with Deanna and Tenri, and of course Haqua versus Lune. But the main problem I had with this episode was, while of course once Keima completed the Conquest, there was nothing left for him to do. So it made sense that him and Chihiro would leave, and I actually liked that they were withdrawn from the rest of the action that was going on. But the pacing for everything that took place, just with like the goddesses destroying the vintage operation, and skipping through really the Haqua versus Lune fight, not getting to see much of that, I felt it was a bit rushed. Honestly, I mean, it's not an action manga, action anime by any means, so it's not like we really need to spend so much time with that. But still, I still thought it was a bit rushed, and it could have even just been done in montage form a bit better. But overall, still, the actual things that occurred were great, and I like the developments that took place as far as the vintage, having their operation shut down. It only makes sense. All the goddesses were awakened, ready to go, activate their full power, and shut them down like they did in the past. All makes sense, just a bit rushed, a bit sloppy in my opinion. And the Haqua versus Lune fight, I think we could have seen a little bit more of that, because it looks like it was fucking intense. You see Lune bleeding and all bandaged up and shit. Went through the night. Haqua eventually loses, it seems, and Lune disappears. Nothing is explained as to where Lune actually goes, because you don't see her at the end with the rest of the vintage that have been captured by the Loose Soul team. So who knows what she's actually off and doing. The reveal of Akari, being part of the Loose Souls team and being a demon. Nora actually says her real name. I forget what it was that she said, but I knew it was coming. I could see it, and it only makes sense now, especially with her and Nikaido working together. It shows that Nikaido is in fact probably her buddy, and we see Nikaido further involved when she talks to Elsie after she's coming out, still disguised as Kanon and whatnot. So all of that, all the little reveals, all the questions that we've had throughout the season, get some answers to them. Everything comes to a close, but it's just the little things that left me without closure, like the whole Chihiro and Katsuragi interaction. I love the fact that they were talking with each other throughout that whole thing and exploring. You really get to see that, in my opinion, Keima probably even has feelings for Chihiro. I would go as far as to say, and just the whole interaction really proves that. The whole thing with the guitar pick, the final performance serving as the ED by the 2B pencils was great. The song was amazing. Just the animation, that whole the shots of all the past conquests, you know, going from each shot to each shot. I really like that. Like the whole goddess wing picture that we got with the feathers everywhere. That was sick. Just a lot of great shots, a lot of great animation, and a lot of things coming to a close. At the end of the episode, we see things kind of back to normal, except, you know, Haqua is no longer part of Lou Soul's team. Elsie is back, you know, back in the house. We see Keima's mom, who we haven't seen for the longest time. We even get a shot of Katsuragi playing some video games up in his room, but it doesn't seem like he's too into it, honestly. And you see by the end of the episode, he's kind of like going out into the real world. I think the whole thing with Chihiro actually got to him, especially with that scene where he's crying, saying that, you know, that wasn't what he meant to say to Chihiro. That's where it lacks closure for me, and I want more of that. So you already know I'm about to head over to the manga right now, catch up on that. Hopefully we get another season of The World God Only Knows. I know this is the 3rd season, but I want more. This has been one of the greatest anime to watch weekly for me personally in a while. I just really enjoyed this season all the way through. The Goddess arc was pretty great, but I definitely have to go back and read it now, see the discrepancy, see how it plays out in the manga, and get that closure that I'm looking for in certain areas as far as what happens next, because I can honestly not wait. And who knows if we're getting a season 4, but I really hope we do. So, you know, leave all your comments, you know, questions, concerns, all that in the comment section. What you thought about this season, what you thought about this episode. I'm going to give episode 12, the finale episode, an 8.5 out of 10. It was great. Aside from, you know, the animation was beautiful, all the developments I really liked. It was just the pacing at some parts, just rushing through and jamming so much into the one episode, and kind of a lack of closure in certain areas. And the fact that there was no new season promised at the end, I always like when they do that. But of course, it's too early to say. Probably get that, might, probably not, who knows. But, you know, let me know what you guys think. And that's it. Really enjoyed reviewing this one. Yeah, I'm out. Peace.